It's always the hardest part.
I'm lit.
This is always the hardest
I brought this.
Oh, you already lit. I ain't even drink that yet.
I needed to because I don't know. It's weird we do like the fact that we do runway and we do acting, but
yeah.
When it's
real talk.
When it's something
being in front of this
like
is crazy.
I get scared. Like
that was loud. What's going on, y'all? My name is Amari Martinez. I'm here today with my cousin Hillary.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
Today we're just gonna be having a little discussion. We'll just be talking about some things we have some opinions on about the dating scene right now. So if that interests any of y'all, just make sure y'all press a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get into it. I kind of wanted to start off with some first impressions. So my first question to you is gonna be, what were your first impressions when you met me, saw me, whatever?
When we met, which you guys don't know, we met at a fashion show that we recently did. It was like only a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we met at a fashion show. It was called Art Live.
Yeah, for Best Agency. I don't know. I didn't really. I thought my impressions of you. Just looking at you, I knew you for sure were in the modeling game for a while. Like you just have that look.
All right.
Like, okay, this is not your first runway type.
Yeah.
You know, like, because some people look like, I don't know. But you just automatically have that vibe that look like you know what you're doing. First impression, you were super cool. Like, after talking to you, like, I can tell you're very passionate.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I could say the same thing. I really appreciate that. I definitely saw more of the kind of actor vibe. Mm-hmm. Especially the more we started talking, and we just so happened to be in, like, the same side of the room. If y'all don't know, we were in, like, a auditorium full of about 70 models, so
yeah,
we were all gonna do runway that day, so I just so happened to be sitting on that side. So like when you came in, our little group, we kind of got together, talked. It was just, it flowed.
We kind of vibes
easy.
right away.
Yeah, like it flowed easily. So I was like, okay.
And
yeah.
I feel like because it wasn't that many black people too.
Of course,
honestly,
yeah.
anywhere I go, I'm like, am I the only one? Like, damn, like.
Yeah. No doubt. Definitely lacking on that. I mean, that's just kind of even where we stay at. Mm-hmm. It's not really heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely had some good first impressions of you. You know, you gorgeous, you look good, of course. So, I mean, I definitely saw that. We're all models too, so I mean, it's kind of hard not to be honest about that. But yeah, it was more the creative thing to me, the creative side. I could tell like you had some of that going on. So then when I got to meet you and learn everything about you, that was really dope, and I wanted to do more things. So I'm glad we did that. We also hung out on Halloween. Go check out my post on Instagram if y'all haven't seen it yet. Of course, I was the Fresh Prince. Did we kill it or no?
And
y'all
was
can tell us
Hillary.
it's a thumbs up or an L. I think we actually kind of did. It was really last minute. Like we had a few different ideas, but I think the Fresh Prince one was pretty cold.
Yeah, and the fact that it was 3 days before Halloween.
Yeah, so
it was
like
very
when we say last minute,
it
was last minute for real.
Which I feel like the last minute things come out the best.
Yeah, it came out the best, and like you said, I mean, it's kind of what we do. Like we get real creative in our space anyway, so it wasn't too difficult for us.
It was fun. I really liked the concept because I feel like a lot of people do the same costumes over for Halloween.
Oh yeah, man! I was expecting Barbie costumes out like everywhere.
A lot of people were like it. Like
oh yeah,
Pennywise.
I ain't gonna lie. We kind of thought about it, but
we did.
The
Pennywise
Georgie
or the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, Joker. Every year you gonna see that. What's the other one?
Oh, a lot of people were the Incredible.
That was kind of popular this year.
It was like the repeat.
Kind of more than normal. Yeah. Those them repeat costumes. I mean, it's Halloween. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I really did like ours. If it wasn't that, it was definitely gonna be Martin and Gina, which Martin is my favorite show. Since a kid, I'm in love with that.
I wanted to be Martin for real. Like it could have been from anything he was into, like Bad Boys, Martin, like. Just really anything he was in. I don't know why. I just kind of wanted to do it.
I feel like just the costumes was easier to get of Hillary and Will.
Yeah.
Like I feel like more people would have understood it because of his lime green shirt. Like people are like Martin. Like people that aren't in the black community. They're like Martin. What's that? Martin. Like
and I went with like the first appearance shirt and everything, like the most obvious one. So you pretty much would know as well. Yeah. I mean, as y'all can tell. I mean, I probably don't really resemble him that much, like so.
But I feel like we would have definitely ate Tupac and Janet for sure because you have
Pac on my list.
You should have done that.
Pac on my list and Michael Jackson. Even though it's cliche, I swear I could do it best. Like I swear I could kill the Thriller one.
Yeah.
For real. My brother was actually Michael Jackson one year. I remember that growing up. And he had the glove and everything. Like, it was so
Wait,
dope.
how's your brother again?
Yeah, his birthday was in July, so recent.
Your brother's cute, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah? Okay, you've been stalking my brother?
No, I've not been stalking him. When I met him at the fashion show.
Nah.
When you're like, oh, this
I
is my
trying to tell
I was
people,
not expecting that.
I be trying to tell people all the time, like,
he's gonna see this.
they be like, I don't know, it's just weird.
I don't know.
They be thinking like they into me, and then they see my brother, and I'm like,
actually,
I try to tell y'all. That's why I just be keeping him on the low for real. Yeah, nah, I love my brother though. He's really like my biggest supporter in this. No, I'm actually not the baby. So my little sister, she actually just did. She in her first year of college right now.
Okay.
Yeah, she a freshman at. Yeah.
Oh, so, I remember those days.
But she the baby, so yeah, she get whatever she wants.
Spoiled.
What up, Anaya? We love it though. Like, I mean, we embrace it. I want to do anything for my sister, like stuff like that. So.
That's good.
It's not even a trip for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today, actually, my mom's birthday.
No way.
Yeah,
Happy
this
birthday,
it's actually
Mom.
the first time I wasn't with her on her birthday.
Oh, she's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, well, she actually traveling right now because she actually working today on her birthday. I don't think she usually work on her birthday, but
she shouldn't.
with us being gone, it's kind of not the same. Like, we would do a whole. She's big on birthdays too, so like for other people, like she's really a giver. Like most of us be like, oh, we don't care, we don't want anything.
What sign is she?
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be mad if I get this wrong.
Wait, what month are we in? Oh, she's Scorpio. If it's this.
Nah, she's not a Scorpio. I think she's a. No, she's a Virgo. She's a Virgo. Gotta be. Is that this season?
Scorpios right now.
What's Libra then? It's one of those two, I think.
So it's Scorpio, then Sagittarius. It's Virgo.
I know Sagittarius is December. See, here y'all go with the zodiac.
Oh, look, we gotta get into that.
We don't have to get into that, but we can.
Your mom is a Scorpio. When's her birthday? Like today? What's today's date?
Today is November 14th.
Your mom's a Scorpio.
Okay, so she's a Scorpio then. My sister is a Virgo.
That's end of October. Oh yeah.
My sister's a Virgo. See, I know it's one of them.
Oh
look,
my gosh.
Look, they're not gonna get too mad at me if I get one of them.
No, it's end of October, like October 28th or something, or November 1st to November 22nd, 23rd, and then the November 23rd is Sagittarius to December 30th or 29th, and then it's Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn.
Okay.
January 6th, Team Cap.
I'm not gonna question you. You know your rising, sun, and moon and all that?
Kinda.
Yeah. We're not even gonna have to get into that because they're gonna be killing us about that.
Wait, what's your birthday?
Try to guess my sign first, since y'all love.
Well, tell me your birthday and I can know your sign.
I know, that's why I'm not gonna tell you my birthday.
That's hard.
What do I seem like since y'all can just feel the energy?
Oh, didn't you say you were Pisces?
Nah, you guessed that though, so that means I told you my birthday before.
Damn, no, actually I don't remember.
I really just gave you a hint, so it's really like one or two signs that it could be.
How'd you hint me? What, a Virgo? Libra?
No, because of your guess. My birthday is February 15th.
Oh, you're an Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about Aquarius at all.
I didn't until somebody told me my sign.
I told you about your sign. Yeah, I don't know much about Aquarius. Actually, Aquarius men.
What that mean?
I just don't know much about you. I've been dating an Aquarius man.
So what oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you said you did?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay.
I had a friend that used to be my best friend. She was an Aquarius. I haven't talked to her anymore. It's been years.
Well, my brother's a Leo. Just keep that in mind.
So his
whatever
birthday's
that means to you.
in July.
Yeah. It's the last day.
I be knowing.
Literally the last day.
July 31st?
So it's cut off, kind of.
I think I did before. Yeah. I don't know.
And you got any burning questions, or even if it's not a burning question, just something off that?
Let's see.
Because we can move on.
How's dating for you?
This is good, by the way.
Thank you. It is
really
Riesling.
Good.
This
Italy?
What's Italy? What do you mean?
It's like.
It says from California.
Oh, okay. They're similar.
I love white wine, by the way.
Yeah, white wine. I know it's white though. I know that. But
yeah.
I mean, I like pretty much all
but
white wine.
But sweet white. There is some white wine that's bitter. Like some Chardonnays are bitter.
Yeah. No promotion, but Barefoot. They be hitting about every time.
I know. Are we doing a whole promotion?
I mean, if y'all trying to sponsor, I'm with it.
Sponsor us. You just moved to Vegas how long ago?
I got here in January, so just got into the 11th month, really. So not really.
Almost a year.
Yeah, it was late January, so I really think it's like 10. But yeah, me and my brother been out here almost a year. That was our goal though. We was like, do a year, fill it out, see how we like it. If you don't like it, whatever it is. So
I feel like a year is definitely a good mark to know if you're gonna like something.
Yeah, and honestly, looking back at it, it's been like super fast. And we kind of got into a lot of things a little bit early, like hitting the strip a lot. Like most locals don't really be going to the strip often. Like us modeling and doing stuff like that, or acting or things like that. You're gonna be kind of out doing more shows, doing stuff in the casinos, stuff like that. So I have work to do, so that kind of gets me out there too.
Yeah.
But if I moved here and I was just like a local working in some other like field, then it probably wouldn't have been as abundant. And like I said, my homie, he worked for MGM, so we've seen like Legacy Club at I believe it was Circa, so it's like an exclusive part on like the rooftop.
Okay, I heard of that.
So it's pretty dope. That was cool. So we got into that with him just because he's we just wanted to support him. So we went to that networking event, and then there's one more. They have a White Hot event every summer. So that was the one we were really like waiting on. That was a couple months ago. So we had to wear all white. Like I was all.
Oh,
in.
I love wearing.
I was all in because really I've never even had an excuse to wear all white. So that was like my official first time wearing all white. Most definitely.
All white is like such a vibe.
But back to your question, like dating, you know, there's been some ups and downs already in a year for me. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't like name dropping nothing like that, but yeah, I had a little thing going on. She just, I don't know.
Tell me details. I need to know.
I want to give you something good. What's the tea? There's really not much tea. I end up in a lot of situations where we'll start talking and then it just kind of slowly dies off. The energy never stays alive. Like I feel like they start out super into it.
I feel that for sure.
So I can't really tell if it's like, did you never like me thing, or if it's whatever it was. But I've been in a lot of those situations. Yeah. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try a new approach. And another problem that I can admit that I have, I tend to often like seem to go after the girl and apply a lot more pressure to the girl that is showing me like she doesn't like me, but at the time I'm not really like seeing it. But it's like little things, like she'll start responding less, stuff like that. A lot of guys do that though, really. But some of them continue to talk to that girl. Like I've learned to just cut that off, dead it, or it's like whatever. But the last couple girls, there was this one girl I just hung out with her. We went on a little date. That was actually a couple weeks ago. And the only time I met her prior to that was at this little rave, like when the whole Barbie thing was like going off. But it turns out like we probably just better as friends. Like I decided that. Like I hung out with her. I was like, I don't really see it. Like it started out as like we were supposed to go one-on-one like on a date. Then like her friend came, so I invited my homeboy, and it was kind of like a more group event kind of thing.
So what?
But no real good details. Like nobody's really looking for a relationship, and that's another thing. Just coming back to Vegas is just coming from Atlanta. It's just a whole different vibe. I haven't really adjusted to the culture yet, and everybody here like they're not new. They might not be looking for new friends and stuff like that. And every time I'm really meeting people, I'm trying to kind of build friends around here. So I really this is the most introverted I've probably been in my life. So I really don't even be doing too much. Like just nobody really opens up to me. The culture is a little bit different. If there really is any, I still really don't feel it that much. Like back home, everybody's super friendly.
Yeah.
Like they don't know you from nothing. Like they're real friendly. Sometimes like they're talking to you too much and you're like, man, I gotta go. Like I really gotta go.
Calm down.
Like here, people like I be through casinos. People bump into you, don't even say excuse me. Like little stuff like that. So it's just like I don't really feel good vibes from most people I meet. That's why meeting you was like a change of pace. Like that was kind of cool. So like I said, it's really nothing to tell. Like I really wish I had a better story for you, but it's nothing to tell for real.
What determined that moment of like, okay,
when I decided to be friends?
Yeah, was it in the moment like, no, I'm not gonna do this? Like you can't see it going further, or were you just not feeling it? Like, I can't really date you. Like,
I feel like when we were texting, it was like that. Like, cause my initial approach to her, like, it was pretty obvious. Like, it was, like, my intent was very obvious that I was attracted to her and things like that. But we didn't hang out much that night, so we've been trying to kind of set up like something else. She had just met me. She was with her friends. So then we set up something, but it's months later, so we really haven't got to hang out in person. We talked a lot on social media, and she would, you know, kind of talk to me often and like seem really interested online, but when we finally got in person, it was just kind of, I don't know, I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel the spark like romantically with her. Like it seemed like she just wants somebody to like go to parties and raves and stuff with. Like,
that's just one of those.
That's big out here though. That's big. So it's like.
Wait, how old are you? You're 22, right?
22.
How
Yeah,
old is she?
she's a little bit younger than me. So it's like that's another thing. It's like it's either hit or miss. Like a lot of them are usually like most of the younger girls I've talked to. They usually, I do appreciate how they're usually down for pretty much anything. So they're just happy to spend time with you. And like I like that. That's really good. But it just there's some people the maturity level could throw it off a little bit. And I mean most girls overall that I've in my experience, they're mature because y'all mature faster than us. Like
that
generally.
Is true. That is definitely true.
So that's why even if they're younger, they're usually pretty mature.
They're mentally at your age or sometimes more.
And like I'm fun. Like I still like to be goof around and stuff. Like literally everything I do is a joke. Yeah. So like it's always on social media in front of everybody. So like there's no secrets here. But I don't know. Like some things I do want to be a little more serious at some times. Yeah. Like things like that. Yeah. And we just didn't really get that vibe. It just wasn't hitting for me like that. And that was the most recent thing. So it's only been 2 girls this whole time I've been in Vegas. So
you only did 2 girls in 1 year?
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely turn it over to you. I mean, is that too low?
I've been here a couple months too.
And dating is still a strong word. Dating is a strong word.
Oh, so you only dated, not even hooked up?
Yeah, like a couple of them like didn't even. There was like another girl, but she was definitely not like we didn't date. We went on a date, but we definitely weren't talking for very long.
Oh
like,
wow.
Kind of faded. But that was more like it was just casual, really.
Interesting.
But that's about it. After, like the other 2 girls, nothing happened with them. Like.
Oh wow. Okay.
But yeah, that's my story. But you can go ahead and tell me about these 2 guys that you already got in 4 months?
Who? What?
I don't know if it's a drink talking or what, but
I'm pretty lit.
Fill me in a little bit. I ain't judging you. I ain't judging you. I mean, you grown.
I don't know. I didn't really date. It was just kind of like sneaky links, like hookups. They couldn't even sneaky link right, which it makes no sense to me.
What?
Like I came here, I'm like, okay, I don't really want to date. I'm more focused on modeling, acting. Like I'm focused on that. That's why I moved to Vegas specifically for that. So I'm like, okay, if I get into that, it's just gonna be like a sneaky link, hookup, whatever. I'm not looking for nothing serious. But men can't even do that right. Like y'all can't even sneaky link right. So I just don't.
So what was it exactly? Like he putting y'all stuff out there? Why? How do you not sneaky link right? That's the whole. It's already hard enough to get somebody to agree to that.
It's so funny because this one guy, like I'm on this Facebook group for like acting and stuff.
Word.
And like I don't know, this picture just kept popping up. I'm like, and this was in July before I even moved out here. And I manifest stuff. I'm like, who is that? Like him. That's like I don't know. I just kept. I was gravitated toward him. You know that like that feeling.
I got you.
And
so
and he was part of the same.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, he was part of like the same. No love.
Not love, but lust.
Lust. Lust. It was just kind of like he was kind of same acting community. So I was gonna message him, but I'm like, that's weird. I haven't met him yet. I haven't even got there. Fast forward, I go to audition, and it's crazy because I see him. I'm like, fuck. Like I see him looking like we lock eyes. I'm like, and it's funny because I stalked his page before.
So was he like?
Okay,
he was looking at you. Was he like approaching you?
No, it was just an audition, and I at that moment I wasn't thinking. I obviously wasn't thinking.
Okay, so
but
y'all
I saw him. I was like,
there.
that's him. Like I finally met him.
Okay.
And but when I see his pictures, I'm like, I don't know if he's that cute, and he looked young. Like he's real young. And when I seen him in person, I was like, oh shit, that's him. And he has tats because in his pictures you don't see the tats. I'm like, oh fuck, and we just looked at each other, and this is like, I'm like shit. But okay, whatever. Then I ended up messaging him like I don't know how long after. Probably not like a week or 2 after. Ended up messaging him, and then we kind of hung out.
Okay, so off the first link, like it was already like.
Because that's already. We told each other from the jump. Because he's 30. He's old. He's like, is he like 31, 32? He's like 30. So like, and I'm 27. So we already know like at the jump, like this is just what it is. I'm very straightforward. I don't like sugarcoat shit. I don't like none of that. Like I'll tell you how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking.
That's one of the perks of the older women. I was gonna get into the other side. Yeah, that's the perk. Yeah.
And that went good, and he would like he took me out to eat one time. It wasn't a date, it was just eating.
You take you to cheesecake?
No, it was this really nice place on the strip. No, it wasn't a fucking cheesecake.
You like cheesecake?
Were you trying to take me to Cheesecake Factory?
Nah, I'm just saying, like, we can end this whole podcast if you don't like cheesecake, for real.
Whatever.
You didn't see that post?
What post?
Bro, all the list of places that girls don't want to go on a first date.
We're gonna get into that.
That shit went viral.
We're gonna get into that because I have a lot to say.
You still ain't answered the question though.
I like cheesecake.
Alright, bet.
Like strawberry. I like strawberry.
That's all I know. Nah.
Yeah, for him to only be a sneaky
Factory.
I like Cheesecake Factory, but you're not taking me there for my first date, so let me finish my story because you're gonna hear it.
Go ahead.
As us only being a sneaky link, and we weren't even dating, he took me to a really nice, it was like a nice brunch restaurant on the strip. I think it was like a Lexus or some shit. Okay. That place with the little sprinklers like on the strip, you know, the patio, like it was really fucking nice. And
yeah.
Not super expensive, but it was like, no, it was pretty expensive. I was looking at the menu like, goddamn.
I mean, you wasn't paying.
I wasn't, but still, I'm kind of like, we weren't like dating like on that type of level. So I'm like, well, fuck.
Okay, so you think
I'm like
the dates is kind of weird if y'all not really taking it serious like that?
No, it wasn't weird at all. It's just a respect thing. And
but I'm saying, should that even be happening? And you're like, you saying it like that's a problem?
Well, no, because the sneaky link, you kind of just can. And if you want to like, we'll hit each other like, what are you doing? Let's go eat. Let's hang out. Like tight stuff like that.
Y'all both single?
Yeah, but like we would hang out, we would hook up, whatever. And then just like he would just, I don't know. Okay, so for the actors in the acting world, I guess it was like a scene he had to do in class. And I don't know if it was something from the Notebook, and I already kind of knew what scene, and I guess that threw him off. And his vibe was just off ever since that scene. I'm like, what's wrong? Like, it was just off, you know? And he was just like, oh, like, then random, he was like, oh, like, I don't, basically trying to say he didn't want to do it. He thought I would, like, wanted something serious. And I'm like, no, like, we're talking about, like, I'm good where we're at. I just want to hook up. Like, that's what we're doing. But I think that threw him off. Like, that really threw him off. And kind of ever since then, he was kind of being thrown off. Like, I felt his vibe was off. Like, I feel energy. Like, even when I'm not messaging, I'm like, what's wrong?
You be kind of already just deciding off energy a lot. I've noticed that. And
then I think we hooked up one more time. After that, he just kind of like wouldn't talk to me for a couple days.
You see that? That's what's so funny though. So, y'all hooked up one more time, but you already like all the energy.
I felt it. Yeah.
So what like? I don't know. What was it for you?
I don't know. I think it was just something traumatized.
Were you bored? You think it was just like?
No.
So you're saying
with his ex after that.
He was vulnerable, and then y'all.
Well, no, because he said he wasn't dating her for a while. I just feel like maybe he was so traumatized, and she popped back up because of some situation. I don't know. But they weren't dating again. But it was something with his new situation. I don't know. But basically, I think he was fucking traumatized from whatever happened, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't want to get into this." And I think clearly, I felt like our vibe was like we could kind of had dated, like it could have went, and he didn't want it to go that way. Because you know how you hang out.
Would you have had a problem with him still being close with his ex, like still, even if they was just friends?
But the thing is, I asked him, and I'm like, because I don't like that.
You asked him what, like,
I was like, are y'all still together?
Are y'all still figuring stuff out?
Yeah, like, and he's like, no, it was just a situation with something like they used to live together or something, and we shit like that. I went through shit like that with my ex, so I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know if it was they
you
are.
You still talk to him?
My ex? No, I'm talking to him like 4 years.
You talk to any of your exes?
No. I don't know. I got ghosted, and I don't know why.
is that a big deal to you?
Being ghosted?
With your next partner? So if you had, like, another dude that you was feeling, but he, like, still close with his ex, are y'all gonna have to have a discussion about that? Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna want to talk to you. That's a turn off.
So that's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
In that sense, would you give him an ultimate? Like, would you have to give him an ultimatum? Would you be like, okay, I don't like that. You've already expressed that, and he basically like, well, we were friends already.
You can be friends with her and leave me out.
But I still want to be with you.
No, we're done. Like, I'm not doing. That's weird.
There's nothing going on. You're not trusting me.
I don't trust it. I don't trust that. But yeah, that's the moral of my story, and I don't feel like talking about the other one. But
is that more recent?
That was like a month ago, maybe. The second one was like. But
he was here? Or
yeah, he was here. But that one wasn't anything because we only actually just hung out one time. The other one we hung out a couple times, went to eat. Like, it was different.
Where you meet him at?
Who? Which one?
The dude you don't want to talk about.
Well, there's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about.
There's really nothing to talk about.
But he was just another person you had like.
Yeah, I met him at work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I met one of mine at work. Yeah.
nothing to talk about.
I don't even know what I did. Yeah.
Men can be a proper sneaky link. They either their feelings or whatever they're going through.
I'm gonna be like everybody else on this podcast. Not all men.
Okay, some men. Y'all can't sneaky link right. What's the issue?
I want to do that to us. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Some men. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not dating. I don't want to date. I just feel like it's just this generation.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. So now where you at? You just don't want to date. You need to take a break.
I don't even want to hook up. Like
you don't want to hook up. You don't want to break. You don't want to
not like if maybe casually go out. Someone asks me, "Oh, let's go on a date." But other than that, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Okay. I'm not feeling it at all.
What if like somebody just approached you and you're like, man, you know?
Who?
Something about him.
Because you already know who I have my eyes on. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. Possibly, you never know. Now that's one.
That's possible though. Like for what we do, that's so actually possible. But that's funny. I mean, we all got a little celebrity crush.
Yeah. Like that. Oh, you were gonna ask me something.
It was earlier about.
You were like, oh, because you're older. I was gonna ask you something.
Nah, I know I was gonna ask you something, but it wasn't that. That was just like basically a compliment. Like with older women, like I found they tend to be a lot more straightforward. You don't really gotta. They're not really going for the game. It's pretty clear what their expectation is. So why? So now that you're not dating, why are you not dating? You feel like there's something wrong in the dating scene? Do you think it could be fixed? Are you just giving up? Like, I want to know why you so set on like, nah, I'm done.
Because I feel like every time I try, it just doesn't go right. I feel like it's a waste of time. Like I want to date. Like it has no substance in dating.
When do you feel like that started? Like you feel like that started when you hit a certain age? You feel like
after my ex.
After your ex.
After my ex, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Even dating after there was a time I don't think I dated for like almost a year.
Okay, was that a really strong relationship for you? I did it on and off.
Oh my god, it was traumatic. It was Okay. It was traumatizing.
So when you got out of that relationship,
I saw
were you open to dating, or you didn't have your heart open really? Like you just kind of were like, all men are the same.
After I did date to try to tell myself like men aren't all the same. Every time I try to date, I'm like, no one's giving me a reason to say y'all aren't different. Like, and it's crazy because before my ex, I seen men in a different way. After, like, we dated for 4 years.
What light was that? How did you see men before that? If you could describe it at all.
I didn't think much into dating, like the details of how a man is, like little things like 50-50.
How is a man, like in your experience, do you think all men will start out one way and then over time they just they don't keep their promise? They don't really keep that.
They don't. They get lazy. They don't keep the dating up. Take this out.
So you one of those like you brought me flowers like on the first date. Like, I still want flowers when we're together. Like
they don't even. Yeah, it's like the first couple months they do stuff to get you. Then after that, it's like, like they get bored. And I feel like the women were always trying to find little things. Like let's do this. Let's do that. Like So
do you think one woman could ever give a man enough satisfaction for what he's looking for? Like
depending on the man. Like I feel like there is a small percentage of good, of 5%. Like a very small percentage.
I was only gonna say that because I know from my experience and like my longest relationship, strongest relationship, it took me a while to even get over it, really, truly. Like, so with that, I would say I was probably more hesitant to open up. Like, I'm really not giving people a chance. Like, there might be somebody that likes me and enjoys being around me. We hit it off, but I don't really know if I want to get in a relationship, take her serious, because it's like you don't want to feel that again, kind of thing, like a heartbreak kind of thing.
Yeah, that same hurt.
So I think that really messes dudes up. But I think in some ways, when it comes to women, like it can kind of force like a certain depiction of what a man is now, and it might hurt their like future relationships and things like that mentally. But I think a man, it kind of helps shape him. So heartbreak, it could be that for both like men and women. But I've seen, especially in my experience, like you see a lot of guys going to the gym, like You know what I'm saying? That's kind of their therapy. For that actual therapy, things like that, or you're getting more into your craft. Like for me, it's photography, videos, things like that. You know, that's my therapy. So that's kind of how I get through just a lot of things. And I keep a lot of things to myself, which would be also one of the takeaways that I had from one of my past relationships. I learned a lot about myself, just that I'm very reserved when it comes to like something's going on, something's wrong with me, or I'm feeling some type of way. I keep it to myself. I don't really talk to a lot of people about it, or I bring it out into my art, stuff like that. I'm just really secluded, get to myself, and it just all piles up and things like that. I don't really share it with everybody, which I think I could work on. I think we should open up, talk to people that we trust, you know, about stuff that's going on with you. Because if they really care, like they'll help you through it. But I wasn't doing that, and I wasn't doing that in the relationship. That's another thing I learned, like looking back at it. I used to blame her for like, why are you always so like, why you need so much reassurance? Why do you need all this? But it's just
something you weren't giving.
Because it's like, do you not know that I like it's crazy. But so that's something I had to reflect on. Do you feel like you have any takeaways like from your relationships, or you think there's something that you could say you worked on, or like you learned from your past relationships, like just anything you've learned about yourself, about them, about what you don't want to do going forward?
About relationships in general, I feel like a guy will show you red flags in the beginning, and sometimes you won't catch on to it until later on in the relationship. You see that stuff, and you're like, this is something you used to fucking do in the beginning, but I let it go, and it got worse. So I felt like a lot of stuff I should have just stopped before I even got serious in a relationship. And I felt like in actually being in a relationship, like I felt like I was only doing the most. I was doing a lot.
So you was carrying.
I was carrying the weight. Like what? Okay. And I didn't notice that till after, because I was in another almost a 2-year relationship, but I lived with both exes, and you see a lot about an ex when you live with them. What I was carrying, it's like I literally carrying the weight.
But my question to that was gonna be, has that happened to you multiple times? Have you felt like you were carrying a lot of the?
After my ex, I haven't been in a relationship after that. So I've been single for 2 years. Okay. So, but
based off that experience, you think it's how y'all's relationship was? Do you think it's something about yourself that he just wasn't ready for? Like,
I feel like they weren't ready to be.
Maybe is it how you carry yourself? Like, you know.
That's why I feel like there's a difference from a guy and a man. Like I feel like they weren't ready to be a man. They thought they were, but they weren't.
Okay.
Because it takes a it takes a lot to be a man. Like men are like every men will be like, oh, we're all men. We're a man. I'm a man. Like no, a man. Like what? It takes a lot.
Okay.
And if I was a man in a relationship, definitely.
Respect to that.
Definitely.
But see, so you want a man to step up?
Yes.
How are you in a relationship? Like to your man, you a caretaker? Like, you know, I have another question for you too. Do you think the word submissive, like being submissive to your man, is problematic? Does that bother you? Does that make you feel something? Is that an ick for you? What does that mean to you? Like when someone says that to you,
being submissive,
what do you think about
naturally.
That comes naturally.
So if your girlfriend or wife isn't submitting to you, it's something weird.
Does a man put you into that like kind of
mode? Like naturally, like, and I wouldn't even know how that. I kind of, in a sense, because I've dated
don't
guys.
Know how that feels for like what you're looking for.
Yeah, for a moment, like of dating, but not like actual relationship. What I was missing from a relationship, like I was the one to plan dates. I'm the one that does surprises. Like that was me. I'm like, let's do this, let's do that. That was me. Like what the fuck? And they think, yeah. And it's like it's more than just taking me to eat. Yeah. Oh, let's just go here and I'll pay for it. But do you mentally plan that shit? Like something like my favorite thing to do. Like I know you love this. I know this. Like it's different. Oh, I took you out, but you didn't put thought into it, or you didn't put more into it. And I feel like guys miss stuff like that. Like for an example, like TMI, but like sex for general. Say a guy wants sex all the time. That shit gets boring if you're not putting anything into it. Like, oh babe, I brought you flowers. I bought wine. Here's lingerie for you to put on. Like, oh, let's just do it. Don't want me to keep doing. That's just boring. That's just hella fucking boring.
So you're desiring more other romantic stimulation, not just sex, not just the physical things all the time. You know, like speaking to whatever your other love language is. love languages would be, that's a big one that people talk about. Like, what is your love language? All this kind of thing. But they don't
Mine
really
is
understand.
acts of service.
Okay.
What's yours?
Mine is still physical touch, but
Oh,
I do
don't be
think on
one
the
of
other side,
those.
that's just for me.
Don't be one of those.
That has
Why
nothing to
is that
do.
every man's love? I promise you.
Well,
Like, I'm not just you, not even
that's a
for you.
discussion for another topic. But
That is everyone's
that
physical touch.
you asked me what mine was. That has nothing to do with what I'm giving my woman or whatever it is, because like I said, I'm huge on romance and things like that. I love that. I love going on dates. I love gift giving. I love things like that. I love spending time. I mean, that's right up there really with physical touch for me. It's just like,
So physical touch is more important than spending time.
It's not about importance, but I value it a lot. I do
So
value
you
it.
value physical touch.
I enjoy it, but I don't know if that is 1, 2, or whatever. But the time, because I'm very family oriented, so like spending time with people, and I'm
something you can't
extroverted.
take
Like
back,
I literally can't handle not being around people for too long, like stuff like that. Like I've always been that way. I've always been very sociable. I talk people ear off. People hate that I talk too much. So it's like I love being around people. It brings energy to me. So I mean, if you want to say that's my number one, I mean, I put that over physical touch, like just time, stuff like that. That would be my love language. And I guess to answer your question. But yeah, it's still up there. I mean, everyone I think enjoys physical touch. It might not be the top priority for them, but
yeah.
And I'm big on pleasing my woman, so especially in a serious relationship, I'm gonna take all her stuff into account too.
Yeah,
so,
that is really important.
But that doesn't mean that's what I'm trying to do for her. Like, I mean, if she likes gifts and things like that, or she desires something else, I'm gonna make sure to supply that for her. That's really how I see it. I think that's all flexible, but
yeah, definitely.
I don't think that makes or breaks a person. I don't think that makes you a bad person, a good person, depending on what your love language is. I just think the partner should speak to it.
Definitely. They need to learn how to love you the way you like to be loved, not the
Every
way they want
relationship is
to
different,
love.
and I think that's another thing going on right now that a lot of people get wrong is they latch on to a lot of things that they had with their other relationship or things that they're craving and bringing it to that new one. You're in an all new thing. This is a new person. They're wired different. They like different things. So you gotta just really learn the other person and just learn what works for them.
And I feel like that's what this generation is lacking. I feel like they're lacking learning that person, like little stuff to the T, like I know when you're annoyed, I know when you're mad, I know when something's like stuff like that. You need to be in my skin, like
absolutely.
I need to have a straight face, like I know exactly what's bugging you. That's what I need.
There's a lot more important to me in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah. And speaking on relationships, like, are you looking for essentially equality in your relationship all around? So 50-50, like things like that. Like, I know you kind of felt like you wanted to talk on that.
Oh, so yeah, that's something
you can really get into that. What is bothering you about the whole 50-50 relationship thing?
Me personally, I feel like a lot of women feel like this too, but I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like the man should pay most of like financially, the man needs to pay most of everything. You know, we take care of the household, pay for little stuff in the house, but the man needs to be the one to pay for everything. If you're a man, you're the provider. That's what it's supposed to be. That's how it was back in the day. I don't know what changed and why men are confused now and what happened, but that's what it is. Like, how do you want women to submit to you if you're not even paying the bills? What am I submitting to? Like, I'm confused.
I feel where you're coming from. You're saying what changed. A lot of things changed as far as like our society. You know, it's not perfect, but women's rights, you know, has gotten better over time.
Oh,
you know, a lot more opportunities were given to them that weren't there before or were forced upon them as single mothers and things like that to step up and be a man and things like that. So to answer your question, a lot of that has to do with the reshaping of our men, women. So some men are less manly in some ways, in some things, but just naturally, just because our environment is not the same as it was before. I'm similar. I grew up very traditional, very religious, so of course that's expected. It shouldn't really be a burden. Like, that's just what I know to do. I was raised that way. Chivalry, things like that, holding the door for a lady and things like that. That's what you're looking for. But like a lot of people say, you know, a lot of people expect traditional values, and people that may not be having those same values. They may not look at it that way, or they're asking for equality, so they're being treated equal. Or their man might step back and let the girl do some things, or go 50-50 on that, so they see it as a positive light. I don't think there's really, depending on your relationship, like you said, every relationship is catered to the two individuals or more or whatever, you know, now. But that really just comes down to your specific situation. So I would say, of course, we're on the same page about that, but I can't speak for every man, every woman.
Can't. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case for them, but yeah, I can see how that could be a big deal for me. To answer that particular question, I don't see it ever being all the way 50-50. You know, that's really just a relationship to me. I mean, there's going to be sacrifice, there's going to be give and take on either end about something. So it's never really going to be 100% 50-50 in my opinion. And I don't really expect it to be either. I'm not.
Well, that's just the relationship. I'm talking about the financial part. That's the relationship.
Financially, I don't see it being 50-50 either, because as a man in a household I was raised in, like, you're at a young age already thinking about how you're going to take care of your family and just what you want, what your career path will be, what you want to be. I know I was, like, even if that's not what it turned out to be, I'm still working every day towards thriving and expanding generational wealth, things like that. Just how I can carry on my family name, things like that. So there's just a lot of things you just do as a man, like being a man.
So yeah, speaking of that, how you're talking about, you think about how you're gonna get married and have kids and generational wealth. So how I feel like some men, they want to do 50-50. But I see it as, if you want to do 50-50, how are you going to take care of me and the family and the house if we're doing 50? You get what I'm saying?
Because you're partially taking care of yourself, essentially.
Yeah.
If that's 50-50.
I see it as, if you want me to pay for half of this, are you going to be the man of the household? Are we going to be struggling?
Because 50-50 could look a lot of different ways. That could be your man staying at home, you go to work every day. And then that supports the entire family. Or it could be, if we're flipping roles and things like that of what it used to be, like 50-50 could look different for everybody. They might not be, because traditional is just one way that everybody knows, like the American way, the American dream, all that kind of stuff. That's just a straight path.
The dad works.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying. And not everybody lives that, especially now. Like, even my parents, I don't think it's 100% equal on either side, and they're still doing something. Like, my mom does her own stuff, like my dad does his own stuff. So even with that being in, I don't think it'll be 50-50 ever. But
it's just the fact that some men still expect the woman to take care of the house, take care of the kids. She goes to work as well as you. The woman's still doing more than you, but you expect her to still cater to you.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people right now that I've seen, like, just on social media, podcasts, stuff like that. I mean, they expect a woman, like we said, we talked on a lot of traditional values and things like that. They expect them to be a stay-at-home mom and things like that, and he's the only one working. I don't really have a problem with my woman working if that's what she really wants to do. I mean, I'm still going to supply.
Is that a requirement for you?
I'm still going to supply. It's not a requirement for me. You don't have to work, because I should be working, in my eyes. Like, I should be working to make enough and do enough for the family to support all of us. Like, support all of us. Like, your money is your money. My money is our money. So it's still, it's kind of like that. Many people have said that over time. So I believe in that. I agree with that 100%.
I believe that as well.
But like I said, there are some people that desire to work. They don't want to feel. Some people feel like they're not valuable, or they're not living up to their fullest potential if they don't work or strive for their career. And everybody has goals, especially now. So, I mean, chase it. I mean, if you have time and you can still take care of your kids and you can do all of that, that just seems like a lot to juggle. But
it's never too late. Some people feel like it's too late.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's never too late. I've had to be reminded that a lot.
Yeah, some people even get famous at a very late
that's another
age, like
another
40,
issue.
50, like.
It's another big issue going on right now, especially in the younger generation. We're seeing so many people get wealth or fame or whatever it is at a young age. So it starts to stress out people my age, your age, who are already working towards those goals, and you're like, man, I haven't had that same level of success.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm behind, or maybe I'm whatever, and I have to keep getting reassured. Like, people tell me all the time, like, Amari, you're doing just fine. Like, keep doing your dream. It's never too late to do what you're doing. So just keep working hard and doing what you're doing. So I have to get reminded that a lot. That's another thing that's even I struggle with, you know, just kind of seeing people around me kind of blowing up, or people that blow up overnight, really. And it doesn't mean they last very long. They might be one-hit wonders, or it might be whatever. Yeah. But how it looks from that point of view, you're like,
damn, I've been doing everything.
Damn, yeah. They made it, and they're only like 16, 19, like
fuck, I'm 20 something.
It fucks with me. It fucks with me. It does.
Same. Because I debated even getting back in the act. I'm like, fuck, I'm about to turn 28. Like, no.
There's this lady in my acting class, I told you, she like 65. She came back, like,
yeah.
I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, that was when I knew, I was like, man, I gotta do this, because she just got back into acting. You'll see people that really didn't get their big break until they were a little bit older. Like
even
I know, like, I think it was Bernie Mac, even stuff like that.
Steve
like
Harvey. I want to say
Steve
he's like
Harvey,
30. I watch a lot of his motivational.
Man, like,
30.
There's a lot of people, like, he was doing comedy and stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Look at the Asia where Morgan Freeman, like, it's a lot of people. That's a great example. Like, you don't even catch your stride, and like he kept going. And I think it was Seth Rogen. He said the only difference he's seen from the people that made it and didn't make it in his like time of doing what he does, just the people that stopped, the people that quit. The people that never quit, they make it. They might be 70, but they made it. Like,
that's so
or they
true.
achieved whatever they were looking for.
Same thing with
I'm not saying you got to be that old, but it's basically just like a lot of us, we might give up right now, and if we would have just kept working for a little bit longer, we might have still made it at 2 years from now, 1 year from now. So watching and listening to a lot of that has really helped me a lot too. Like,
no, it is very
that's stuff I think about every day.
Because I'm like, damn, like I'm this age, and like Taraji P. Henson, I think she started 26, 26 right after college. She went to LA, and I'm like, damn, if she can do it, she's literally like one of my favorite actresses. I'm like, she can do it, I can do it.
Absolutely.
And now it's like I'm here doing, which is like, you just need that courage to get up and do it. Like, it's never too late. If you believe it, you can fucking do it. Like, hands down. Like, it will happen.
Nah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's definitely real. Man, but if there's anything else you got for me, we could definitely get into that. Or just anything on the fly, anything on your mind, anything you want to tell somebody else, like, you know what I'm saying, man, these guys don't understand this, like, whatever it is, you know, you can talk freely.
Do you prefer women with makeup, without makeup? Like, how do you?
Okay, I like that.
Let's talk about that.
I like that. I don't dislike makeup. I would like to be around you. You don't feel like you need it. Like, I mean, I don't think you should feel like you need it, because that feels like,
you're not confident in yourself.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not even really, I would think, her confidence that bothers me. Is just like, if I can appreciate you without it, it shouldn't matter to the world or anything like that. But of course, if you enjoy wearing makeup, by all means, you know what I'm saying, wear makeup. But me personally, of course, I would definitely enjoy like a girl that feels really confident without makeup, and she's really pulling it off too at the same time. Like, I mean, nothing hits like that for real. So, and that a majority of the girls I talk to, like, they can get away without it. So, I mean, that's definitely something I look for. I'm not gonna sit here in front.
Do you like natural hair or like wigs?
Natural, all the way.
Oh God,
natural. But I've grown a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie, because I used to be all out on wigs. I was like, nah, if you got a wig, it's dead.
Wigs don't look bad.
But now, you know, I'm growing up a little bit, so, you know, if that's your thing.
Why don't you like wigs? Like, what do you?
I just feel like you think there's a problem with your natural hair, but
that's not it. I can tell you that's not it.
That's not it, because it's just like when girls say, I do makeup for me, and it's like, if you're a straight woman and you're not seeking male attention at all by your appearance or just anything like that, it's hard for me to believe. I mean, you might not be lying, but
I can tell you, like,
I just don't really see the point
80%
of wasting all that time, especially when it takes time.
80% of the stuff that women do, not gonna lie, it is for us. Not like.
But there's a lot of stuff. I'm definitely give you this though. Like, sometimes girls will come up to me and be like, "Oh, like, you didn't say anything about this, or you didn't notice." Like, they'll get little stuff done that I literally am not even noticing, like their lashes or like sometimes like that. Like, I love a girl with her nails done and stuff like that.
Okay.
But girls will do like they'll trim their hair or something. And they like waiting for me. They waiting for me to notice, but like I'm like, hey yo, like yeah. And a lot of girls like compliments. I do know that now. I think for a time I really didn't pay that no mind. It kind of goes back to like what I was saying earlier, just like my lack of like knowing what she's expecting from me or like looking for the reassurance, even though I'm thinking like I'm obviously with you, tell you I love you all the time or like you or whatever it is, like just stuff like that. I get you gifts and things like that. Like I don't know how that's not expressing my love and stuff like that. But some people just really need you to verbally say it. Your actions speak louder always. So I mean, that's where like when you mentioned that, and I mentioned how men get lazy. Like I said, I'm flawed, so yeah. A lot of stuff you complaining about, I've definitely been there and done that. But like that makes it seem like men are getting lazy in dating. Like y'all, they like you, and you're saying I really like you. To still. That point, like to you, he think I got you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why I got to keep giving you flowers, but it's not about him. It's the little things that matter. It's hard to. I feel where they're coming from though. Like as a man. You're like, what do you mean? I still can agree with like, I mean, I really don't see why it's necessary and why that makes you feel like I like don't like you or lesser. Mm-hmm. I don't know, just whatever that does for y'all. Because to us, we see men getting bored. So when we start seeing that, we're like, okay. And yeah, there's dudes that mess around and stuff like that. So there's men that literally say like, and it goes back to some things that people say too about just some guys before ruin it for the good guys along the way. And I've definitely been victim to that multiple times. Yeah. I mean, pretty much every girl I've been involved with had a bad guy in her life before that. And her trauma is all dumped on me, or like now she's expecting like, it came down to something as crazy as like, she was confused at why I wasn't kind of arguing back with her. Like we were having a disagreement. Yeah. And she was getting very, very active about it, very heated. Oh, wow. But I wasn't reciprocating her energy because like I'm just calm, I'm chill. And I really avoid confrontation at all costs if it's possible. So I really just don't even get into all that. I don't want to yell back and forth. I don't think that's cool. But especially not with my woman, like I want to come to an agreement and I want to come to an understanding and I want us to get back on track and be like where we were. Because I mean, sometimes you're going to have a disagreement, so you need to get through that. You shouldn't avoid it. But I'm never going to get active with you and try to get loud with you and stuff like that. But some people, like, they feed off that. Like, that's some of them toxic traits some people have had before. Yes, yeah. Some women do have toxic traits. And that's all they know. So, like, with the girl I was involved with, like, that was all she really knew. So she didn't know what a calm, like. She was more thrown off that I wasn't fighting back and like getting crazy with her, like. Yeah. Or if I need to separate myself, like, hey, like I could just drop you off at home, or like we can talk about this another time, like stuff like that. That might feel like you're not fighting for her enough, stuff like that. So I ran into that a few times for sure. That's just me. Like I just don't really like doing that. But I've learned that there's certain people that you have to approach differently. Like I said, everyone's different. And for her, I'm the like difference in pace. Like so she's used to just barking back and forth, but I wasn't doing that. So for her, that was new. For me, it was like, okay, I gotta reassure her. I gotta do those kind of things. Yeah. I gotta fight for her, go after her, chase her, things like that. Like, don't let her walk away, stuff like that. As far as what a girl was looking for from me, whether I was gonna do it or not, that's just I had to understand. Okay, that's for her. That makes sense. That's why I like these discussions. It's so good to have a girl perspective. It is because normally like we're having these discussions. I'm with my homies. You know what I'm saying? We might agree on a lot of topics, even if we disagree. Like there's gonna be a lot we can talk about, but if a girl's not present in the room, she can't speak for the other women or speak for. You guys don't understand it. That's what it's like. I don't get. Or even if you tell me something right now, I'd be like, okay, oh, now I see it differently. But if I'm hearing all agreement from my homies and stuff, like y'all are all stuck on that same opinion, and that's all this is about. So that's why I'm glad you came on. So. I love to voice my opinion. I love to talk. I'm passionate on certain subjects. I'm very passionate. We have this platform. We have to use it. You know. I feel like women, we need to voice our opinion. It's honestly a blessing. A lot of people get offended when women feel empowered by certain things. I think sometimes it gets blown out of proportion on both sides. Like I think sometimes girls can, they get so high off their empowerment or like what someone's doing, or now they're gonna start dressing a certain way and they don't want to be judged and things like that. Mm-hmm. And you just got to know how society works. Like, you got to be a realist. Just, I think a lot of guys, they're just being real, and then they get like canceled for what they say and things like that. So a lot of guys are scared to speak up about certain things. As far as society goes, like, there's a lot of things that all of us pretty much understand are expected from maybe a woman or whatever it is. Just a lot of people get into those kind of things, and some of it is childish. Some of it is something all men probably agree on. Like, for example, like body count and stuff like that for the people that matters to. Yeah. Like, people can really take that serious like that. Yeah, to really be for body counts over 5, no, like so serious, yeah, and that could be like a deal breaker. Like, and I think some girls think like, oh, like you're so childish, like you just like, why is that such a big deal to you? And like, it kind of goes to like how we don't understand some things for y'all unless we sit down and talk about it and things like that. For a man, like for them, that really is a big deal sometimes. Like, not every guy, but I mean, on average, there could really be, like for some dude, it might be like, damn, but it might not mean it's a deal breaker for him. But some, it's a deal breaker, like it's like just stuff like that, feeling free, and then just people go back to even like health. Like, a lot of people don't want to talk on that. Just some people that are overweight and then they're trying to use it body positivity and things like that. Some people take offense to that, or they don't appreciate that. They can't rock with that. Yeah. And I think everybody just has a different opinion on those kind of things right now. That's stuff that's going on right now, or something like that. Deal breakers for you? Off top, like, I feel like I just really, I can't think of it right now, but I'll definitely give you something. So my stuff is like basic stuff, like hygiene and stuff like that. I mean, what are some qualities? I'm not particularly that attracted to like if you want to talk about this old school like societal sense, like a girl that's like taller than me or stuff like that. Okay, yeah, there's some though. Me and my brother was just having this conversation not too long ago. Like, hey, there's some, they got everything else that it's really not that big a deal to me. But stuff like that, just hygiene, I would appreciate if you're very into family and things like that, because I'm looking for, like, especially in a serious relationship, a good wife, a good mother, a good, like, if you have those kind of qualities, you're taking care of me, like, that's the kind of thing, the things that you prioritize in your life, faith, stuff like that. Those are really the things that really draw me into you. But if it's just something casual and physical, like, there's a long list of just random stuff on that. That is like a deal breaker. Since there's not one deal breaker, what are qualities you're like, no, like, I don't like that. That's unattractive. I can't date her because of that. Like one thing you're like, no, I definitely can't see us together. I use like a cliche one, like, I guess it's kind of like your ex thing that you said. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. Mm-hmm. I've grown a little bit into, there's certain situations where I could kind of maybe work with that, but it's always going to be kind of a problem in the back of my head. And that could just be me being childish. Even if it's someone you're in a relationship with, can a girl and a guy like really be best friends? Can they truly be best friends with each other and never have like romantic feelings at all of any sort, any things like that? And this is an old age question. Like, this has been going on. That's a good question. I feel like, and I can even give you my perspective first if you want. If you don't want to go first. In certain situations, I feel like you can't. Like, I feel like if it's like somewhat of a friend group, and you guys know each other from high school, and like that girl and the guy in a relationship, and then you and your girl in a relationship, but you're best friends with the girl, and like you guys all know each other, and it's like kind of like a friend group. Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen friend groups like that, and they grew up together. Yeah. And they've never dated, but they just grew up together, and that's the girl, your girlfriend knows your best friend, which is the girl. Mm-hmm. I feel like if it's like that, that situation is comfortable because you guys know each other, you grew up, you're dating someone, they're dating someone, or married, or vice versa. It's different. For example, this is like you get into a new relationship, and then you or the other guy, he has like a girl best friend that he's had since high school, but you've never met her until y'all got involved. So now it's like, and he always trying to go do something with her without you. Is that okay? Like, no, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It don't even have to be always. Like, anytime he wants to go do something and it's them, but they're just friends. Like, is that okay with you? No, I'm not. Okay. Would that ever be okay with you? Like y'all get
Mm-hmm.
introduced,
I still
things
won't
like
feel
that.
comfortable.
It's not really like you'll never really trust it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm like that in a lot of ways, and I just want to break that down. Like I think a lot of people would agree with me in just the simple answer that I just don't believe y'all would really be friends and one of y'all doesn't really feel anything
like,
ever. Especially if y'all hang out just y'all. Like that's kind of a date.
Weird.
Essentially.
That's
Essentially like a date.
Like a group thing. Oh, I know so and so in a group. That's different. Like y'all all hanging.
Yeah, I mean like they like homeboy, homegirl. Like that's
I can't.
That's what they do.
Mm-mm.
Like I have girls that are like acquaintances. I have coworkers. I have people I work with. Things
they're
like
not
that.
Your bestie,
I wouldn't call them. Yeah, like I wouldn't call them that. I think there's a
Yeah.
difference, and I think that's where people get mixed up. And a lot of girls, I've seen this so many times, just in my experience, they get so oblivious to like guys. Like we know, so like we're telling you, like that dude, he's not just your friend. We probably know, like. Because most dudes, they're not gonna be like, if you're a straight guy, like the only time I've ever seen that is like if the guy's gay.
Oh yeah, like that's my gay best friend. You know that's my gay.
And
best
like
friend,
he's truly gay. Like it's just.
Yep.
That's the only really time I can really believe that. Like I have yet to see that work out to where it never turned into something eventually. And there's a lot of people that just wait their turn. Hell, I've been a dude that's been like with friends with a girl, and like she wasn't really. She had a like dude, or she wasn't feeling me yet, or like she'd come to me to talk about whatever, like. But sometimes like, I already know I'm attracted to her, so it's like I'm still your friend, but it's like eventually I'm trying to see like maybe one day like whatever, like like I'm sure everybody's done that, especially at a younger age, like. But that's why I don't even get into all that.
That's like a guy needs to be friends, but bestie, like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my best friend.
Yeah, like best friends, like my best friends are my homeboys. Like that's my best friends. I don't need girl best friends. Has a girl ever really given real good advice to a guy about like what could I get from having a girl best friend? Like what do I really bring? I can give her attention. I can give her a lot of stuff that she desires, everything but the sex stuff that she wants from her boyfriend. If she has a boyfriend, even if she's single, she can get all that from me, and then she could ghost me, or she could like friend zone me, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, all I'm gonna get is chasing. You gonna give me advice with girls? Is it gonna work? I mean, most of the time they tell you all the stuff that your mom would tell you, and then like a girl break your heart, and then now you back in the same situation. So it's
sometimes like, oh, that's my best friend, but knowing y'all really want to be with each other, and they just see that we're besties, but knowing y'all are fucking.
They've either already been involved, or it's one of them waiting to fuck around with the other person. Yeah. That's just what I know. Yeah. I'm not speaking for everybody's situation, but I just know I've never seen it. I have yet to see it in my experience.
I don't be trusting that for real. Like that's why it's only if it's a friend group. And y'all grew up.
Yeah, like friend groups is cool.
And y'all hang out only on friend groups.
And usually there's probably a couple in that group or something like that, and all of y'all really just be chilling, and y'all got your own stuff going on outside of that.
Yeah.
But
other than that, no.
That's really my answer to that. I'm gonna always really say 10 toes on that. I don't really care how you try to change my mind.
I would never change my mind.
That's a deal breaker. There you go. That's a deal breaker.
That's definitely a deal breaker.
So if you got a guy best friend and you my girl, like I'm gonna have a problem with that. That's gonna feel weird to me. I mean, we can try our best to work through it, but that's probably always gonna be in the back of my mind. Even if I tell you it's cool, it's really not. It's never gonna be 100% like that. I'm not gonna really be feeling
especially if they're single. What?
And y'all trying to kick it like together, just y'all, like that's, and I'm not there.
If they're married,
like if I'm there, I'm meeting them, that's cool. Or if I'm there every time, it's cool. It's like if I can pick up and tell that bro like trying to like hit on you and stuff like that, then it's gonna be a problem. But if I'm there, I feel better. I feel better.
A girlfriend or a wife, and y'all are come with them to get like that's different. Like I've known him
double dates, all that. That's straight. That's straight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, that's my take on that for sure. Final thoughts, if you want anything like that, you can wrap it up. If you don't have anything else, unless you just got something you just got to get off your chest.
Get off my chest. Maybe for the next episode. I don't know.
Yeah, it ain't.
I feel like I'm always gonna have something to say, but it's too much.
Just one time, yeah. This have you been on another YouTube channel?
No, it's my first one.
Dang, okay, that's what's up. It's kind of a pleasure.
I was excited. It's crazy because we just talked about this a couple weeks ago. I was like, I want to be on one. Yeah. Like, I need a girl's opinion. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, look, me and bro, that's why we wanted a girl's opinion, because we never get to. It's always easy to discuss with your homies, but now you can speak for the other girls. They might even have something to say, about what I said. That you can get a different perspective, and like you might even be able to change my mind on some topics, like I said, like so. Things like that. That's dope. I'm really glad that you came on, man. Hopefully we can do some future content together for sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I feel like we will. Like, definitely.
All right, y'all. So I guess that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and make sure y'all comment down below if y'all have any opinions on any of the topics that we talked about today. So y'all can follow Adrienne on social media.
Officially Adrienne _.
Yep. You can follow me at Amari Martinez. That's going to wrap up today's video. And please, if you like the video, please leave a like, share it with your friends, everyone. If you didn't like something I said, make sure you leave it in the comment. You didn't like something, you know what I'm saying? You got an opinion.
Yeah, we definitely want.
You can always let me know, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for the heat. So hit that subscribe button for me if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.